I'm Lorraine Warren with Lanier County Advocate, and I'm here with Randy Patten, and he is going to share with us today, make me a dish, and it's called the
Chuck Wagon
Barbecue
Beans.
Barbecue Beans. And Randy, you're going to tell us step by step what we got to do to get his famous beans.
Okay, to start with, you need a bean pot, a cast iron bean pot, Wagner ware, Griswold. That would be great. But when you're going out in the woods with it, Lodge works just as good.
Okay.
You have a good well-seasoned bean pot.
All right.
Get a gallon of just plain baked beans, nothing fancy. Because we're going to add fancy stuff to them. So just a gallon of beans goes in the pot.
Is there any bacon involved in this? Do we have to put it in the oven or anything?
Look, if you was doing it out in the woods, you would hang it over a fire.
Okay.
Since we're not in the woods, we'll do it in the oven.
Okay. And your oven, how much do you keep your oven at to preheat?
You don't want to heat it fast. You want it to come to a slow heat. So if you just put it 200,
okay.
And it doesn't really matter about preheating because you want your beans and everything to warm up together.
Okay, good.
Okay. I said the beans was the first step, but really you have to do a well-cooked Boston butt. And you can do that in the oven, or you can do it over your fire, however you want to cook your Boston butt. But all of the ingredients can be mixed together for your taste. If you like a lot of meat, there's a lot of meat.
So how much meat do we have right now? About a cup and a half?
That's about a cup, but
okay.
We're going to make a little small serving today.
Okay, all right, so use a cup.
You take your meat, put your meat in. Then, people look at beans and see green stuff and go, I don't want that. But bell pepper, diced up about a half a cup, works really well. And what I'm doing is putting it in a little bit of water, mince it up, add about the same amount of onion.
So while you're adding the onion and the bell peppers, you got a little bit of water in your
Right, just because I want it to be soupy.
Okay, all right. And how much water do you say is in there? About a half a cup? Looks like about a half a cup.
About a half a cup.
About a half a cup of water, okay.
So you just want to mix it up to get it all soupy together.
All right.
This is going to make a little noise. Good little margarita mixer.
All right.
Okay, now it's just a soup. So you don't really see the green stuff when you get done. You know how children are, they see green stuff in the
And
beans.
they won't eat it. This is a good way of not letting them see that, so that way they'll try it, at least try it. So right now we have your onions and your bell peppers mixed together, a little bit of water, and then the next step would be?
2 cups of brown sugar.
Okay.
You want to use your light brown sugar versus your dark brown sugar.
Okay.
And again, about how much kick you want to it, just plain yellow mustard, and now do just turn it over and squirt.
Where would they start out at? How much mustard?
1/4 cup, half a cup.
1/4 cup, half a cup, okay.
And then just add that.
All right. Try to get a spoon.
Make sure we get it all.
So that actually adds more of a kick to it,
Right.
the more mustard you use. So just
Right.
depending on people's taste, all right?
Do you think we're done, right?
It looks like we are. Uh-oh. Here we go. The barbecue
Sonny's
sauce.
barbecue sauce. This is barbecue baked beans. What would it be without Sonny's barbecue sauce?
So you use Sonny's barbecue
Right,
sauce.
sweet.
Sweet.
Right.
Sweet Sonny.
You'd add about a cup of barbecue sauce.
Wow. Is that your secret?
No. My secret is getting mustard all over you as we cook.
We do. I got some mustard.
Stir this up good. What zombie stew.
Yeah, it does. It looks a little bit zombie looking for Halloween.
But the green will go away.
So as you cook it, it'll all
Right.
just cook together.
The brown sugar
Okay.
makes it have more texture to it. Your onions and your bell pepper that you added gives it a little extra flavor that you're not really paying attention to because you don't see the onions and bell peppers floating in it.
Okay, good.
And then your Boston butt, depending on how you season that, really adds the flavor to it. And you can just get real creative with seasoning your Boston butt. Don't just throw it in the oven and cook it. You have to add the onion
Just
sauce
the onion sauce and just
peppers
flavor.
and
So
everything.
flavor your Boston butt before you put it in the beans. So
Right.
once it's cooked, and then you'll have deep extra Boston butt for the
So this
beans
whole
on the
dish
side.
from start to finish, when you leave the grocery store with your ingredients, you'll have about 2 to 2.5 hours in cooking your Boston butt.
Okay.
Getting it going. and then you'll split it and cut it and let it fall apart really good, and use just a couple of cups of it in your beans, and you got the rest for sandwiches. So
Okay,
I've
there
got
you
barbecue
go.
sandwiches and
your
my beans.
baked beans. What a good combination. That's great. And so now all we do is we put, what's the estimate time that we, so people know out there exactly how long you
The
leave it in
good
the
thing
oven?
about it in here is done.
It's done.
Everything is already cooked. Your beans were pre-cooked, your meat's cooked, everything's
Okay.
cooked.
So
So
now
all I
you
want to
just-
do is get it to a good serving temperature, but the longer you let it cook, the more the seasonings mix together.
And it's better.
You don't want to just
Okay.
heat it and serve it.
Okay, good.
So if you let it warm up
Good.
for at least an hour,
All right.
slow.
Now, we,
Keep it stirred because your brown sugar will lump. So
okay,
you just can't put it on there and start. You stir it every few minutes, keep the brown sugar off the bottom.
okay, good. Now, you have a finishing product for us so we can see what it looks
Yes, I
like?
do.
Okay.
Now, if you carried this into somebody's house in a bean pot, they're gonna go, really? Out in the way, that's wonderful. So what I did is just poured it into a conventional serving
There
dish.
you go. That's what everybody's customized and seeing it in
Notice
there.
how thick that is?
Yeah, it's a lot thicker than it was when you're starting to prepare it. So you all know that it does become a little bit thicker. And we would like to tell Randy Patten, thank you for sharing his
Chuck Wagon
Chuck
Beans.
Wagon Beans with us today. And I want to say thank you to Milltown Market and El Casarel for sponsoring Make Me a Dish. And we look forward to the next one. And thank you very much.